Frank, wanted to ask you about LeBron's defense tonight, and would love it if you'd be as specific as you'd like.
Yeah, well, when you're playing against Dame, it's not just the guy on Dame, that's required to try to slow him down. Your bigs have to be active, and how active we are defensively, how vocal we are defensively behind that double team, is everything in trying to slow down this team. And Braun leads us like a middle linebacker leads our defense in that regard. So, when we're double teaming and he's either splitting the double team or hitting the roller, getting behind the double team, to have Brown on the backside, commanding coverages, but also making charge type plays, block shots, and then defensively on the glass. He was huge for us tonight.
And how much did you think the offense was just correlated with that defense, Frank, and runouts and momentum and all that? And what did you think on that side of the floor?
Yeah, it's all tied together, and there's a lot of talk about what we're not doing offensively. The last few games we haven't defended well enough, because when we defend well enough and we get stops and the whistle doesn't blow, and our offense is flowing in transition, we're able to attack before the defense is set, and I think you saw that tonight, especially in the second half. We stopped fouling and we ended up with 23 fast break points. That's when we're at our best.
Bill?
Frank Dennis obviously had a good night scoring the ball, but where did you see his biggest impact in his first game back?
It's really a two-way thing. He gives us a punch and he can make a shot and create a shot when we need when we have a little bit of a drought. But what he's able to do defensively for us, every time down the floor, whether he's on the ball or on the weak side, he just has great speed, great defensive tenacity, and it really sets the tone for us. So I would say that his impact was felt mostly on the defensive end.
Kyle?
Hey Frank, I have two questions, but they're sort of related. One, in the third quarter, you guys had 5 steals, and LeBron had 3 of them. I was wondering what you feel like the big adjustment was specific to getting those turnovers, and then two, you sort of touched on it, but Mark and Dennis and Trez were not in that playoff series, and aren't familiar with what you guys did. What do you think that their integration on the defense in this game says about how they're kind of coming together with the group defensively?
Yeah, well, I think with those guys, they're trying to pick it up, and I think tonight was a testament of where we're at with that. We started slow, getting the ball sent where we want it, and as the game went on, in particular at halftime, that was a big focal point of our halftime film. Was just making sure we're sending Dame to our bigs and to the help, and once we got that communication from our bigs and got our guards really taking care of their side of it, we did a much better job in those pick and rolls, and that's what we're seeing with our bigs. They're growing within our system.
Dan?
Frank, maybe it's just simplistic. When a team plays better, they look better and they look like they're having more fun and they look like they're having a kind of a better spirit. But did you see any of that tonight? Just kind of a different sort of energy level and a different sort of, I guess, maybe joy in playing?
Well, I think throughout the game, yes, we've had the mindset even through this losing streak that we've been on to enjoy each other and to have fun. We've come into each game, still having a mindset. Hey, let's go out there and have some fun. Let's enjoy the game. Let's get after it defensively. Get out and run. And when you start seeing guys not having fun, it's because we're down. And I don't think there's a team in the league that's going to have fun when they're down. So our group has stayed lifted. We stayed believing in ourselves, and we were able to get a big win tonight. But got another tough opponent coming in here on Sunday.
Dave?
Right, you've mentioned, and I think LeBron's mentioned as well, that during this time when you don't have Anthony Davis, and obviously you didn't have Dennis for several games before tonight, you don't need anybody to do it all themselves, but just everybody chip in. What'd you see out of Kyle Kuzma, whether it's hitting the glass or Talon getting a couple blocks, or some of the other Alex Caruso making some plays, some of the other guys chipping in tonight?
Yeah, I think everybody that played impacted the game. Mark had some great defensive sequences, hit a big three in the second quarter. I think Kuz, you mentioned it, with his offensive rebounding, really presents a problem for opposing teams. He had 5 coming from the perimeter. Trez had 5 offensive boards and provided a scoring punch. KCP and Alex, obviously they played against Dame in the playoffs last year, so that experience and what they're able to do on the defensive end. And I thought Talon, got some good minutes in the first half too. With going to the basket and what he's able to do on the defensive end. Wes contributed. Everybody contributed to the win tonight.
More Jovan.
Hey Frank, you guys haven't been getting to the free throw line as much with AD and Dennis out, but tonight Dennis had 9 free throw attempts. What did you see in terms of his penetration, and what did that do for you guys offensively?
Yeah, he's one of the quickest guys in the league, and you're right. We've been averaging 17 free throw attempts per game, coming into this over the last 5, I think. So, it was a focal point to be more intentional in attacking the paint and, using your shot fakes, all the types of things that can get us free throws. We still can do a better job of it, but Dennis's ability to beat his own man off the bounce is very unique. He's one of the best in the league at it, and really creates a problem for the defense.
Last question, Harrison.
Frank, you mentioned last game that you were trying to keep Caruso or THT on the floor with LeBron, just have another ball handler out there with him, and then tonight you got Dennis back. I was just wondering how you felt you've been able to kind of save his legs with that, or what impact you've seen from having that second ball handler out there with him over the last 2 games.
Yeah, the score didn't reflect it last game, but I think in both of these 2 games, that's something we're trying to get accomplished, where Bron doesn't have to do as much within his minutes, that he can play off the ball more. We wanted to play through the post even a little bit more tonight. Have either Alex or Dennis, or if it's Talon at times, but mostly Alex and Dennis tonight, initiating the offense, just lightening that load a little bit, and I thought it paid dividends.